thing. So when I was younger, and I used to watch you wrestle, and I used to watch you get in the ring with guys, I'd be able to know, okay, that's what I would look like standing next to Kevin Nash, or that's what I would look like standing next to the Giant. And I'd say to myself, okay, I don't want to be in that situation. Yet you would always be in that situation. So was it ever kind of intimidating being next to people that much bigger?
Yes, it was. And it was. And I think the most intimidating person that I stood against, just because of his height, was the Great Khali.
Okay.
Without a doubt, without a doubt. Big Show was very scary. But for some reason, I knew that deep down inside there was a good heart in there.
Yeah.
But Great Khali was just a giant, massive giant, like jaw, hands, torso, chest. And I think with Khali was the one that I stood like literally right in front of him. And I was probably about a little bit above his chest. Very impressive, man.
That's crazy. And you said like a kind heart. These guys aren't intentionally going in the ring to hurt you. But when you're that big, sometimes things just happen.
It's like growing up playing with the baby. Sometimes, things happen.
Right.
But overall, they're very intimidating. Undertaker is another one. The Big Show. I mean, you don't know how many times Big Show's hand was slapped across my chest, and it pretty much took both of my pecs. So very, very crazy, man. And you're right. Sometimes you can't control your strength. The excitement, the emotion. But man, believe it or not, I've enjoyed every single moment.
Oh my God. Do you want a dog?
No, your dog isn't cooperating.
Do you want one?
No, but I already started recording.
What?
While you're talking to your dog.
That'll be the cold open.
Kind of. So we're gonna start all over again.
I mean, you can leave it and that you don't have to like stop recording and restart.
I'm going to. No, I want to do the intro.
He's still okay. Whatever.
He's fine. He's a dog. People love dogs.
I know, but he's crying.
It's okay. I might be crying in like 5 minutes. Who knows? 3.
No, sorry. I just wanted to switch the view. Sorry. Let me live my life. Okay.
3, 2, 1. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Not About Wrestling. I'm your host, Chris Illuminati. With me again today, my partner in pod, Stephanie.
That's me.
Do you want me to do your last name too? Or
dork. Huh?
You want me to do your last name too?
I don't care. I can go by one name. I used to go by, I just went by my first and middle name in the band for a while because I was like changing from my married name back to my maiden name. Mm-hmm. So it was just easier to like not confuse people.
What's your middle name?
Renee.
So you were Stephanie Renee.
Yes. Hence my Twitter handle, which is Steph Nay.
Oh, is that what that stands for?
Yeah. Yeah. My sister, when I was little, she used to call me Steffi Nay Nay. Mm-hmm. Can you hear my dog?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
He's super loud. Mm-hmm. Should we let him hang out with us?
I don't care.
Okay.
It's a podcast. Keep talking. Does he know anything about Rey Mysterio?
He might.
That's what we're talking about.
He watched the Rumble.
Okay. So maybe he's got some opinions. His opinions on wrestling are probably just as valid as mine.
I don't know what you said while I was gone, so I'm going to trust that it was something fantastic about me.
No, I said his opinions on wrestling are probably just as valid as mine.
Oh, yeah, mine too. He watched on Sunday.
Oh, yeah?
Heard me yelling at the TV and marking out for surprise returns and things.
How does he react when you yell?
He's not a fan. He doesn't like loud noises. He gets scared. He like thinks it's thunder, and that's not like the upstairs neighbors that I have are a joy, and he just always gets scared, hiding under desks.
does he hear the pyro
of the show?
Yeah.
No, he doesn't.
No,
pick
your
that
own
up on
personal
TV.
pyro that you have when you walk from room to room.
I know. I thought you meant like fireworks and stuff like that. Like
I would call them fireworks. I'm not like a geek. Like the pyro on TV.
I don't know. No, he does not pick that up as fireworks and pyro.
Okay.
I would like personal pyro. That would be nice. Just like when I walk in a room, just pink and blue.
That'd be great. That'd be great at work.
Yeah. After like a big meeting, just like mic drop, walk out.
Although it'd probably be bad when you came back late from lunch.
Why?
Because you're late. And people would know that you're late.
Oh, like, if you're there, you're waiting for your pyro and it's like there and you're like, wait.
No, like you're coming back late for lunch. Like it's like 1:30 and your pyro is going off and your boss is like, where were you?
Yeah.
I was at lunch. Took you long enough. You left at 12.
Sorry. Whoops. You deserved it.
The pyro.
Yeah. That's all good.
So did you enjoy the Rumble?
I did. I was pleasantly surprised. You and I had talked offline before about it that I didn't have high expectations at all. Not having fans there, just I don't think allows for an enjoyable. I didn't think it was going to allow for an enjoyable experience because part of the fun of it is the countdown and the pops and the reactions. Like that's what you want out of a Rumble. So I was pleasantly surprised by how they were able to pull it off.
The thing that bothers me, and I know that they can only do so much about it, but there's really no difference between watching a pay-per-view and watching Raw as far as like visually.
Yeah.
They do nothing different. The AK camera maybe is the difference.
Yeah, that was cool in some. Sometimes it was like really weird, but
like, can't they change the hard cam to another side, or can't they change up something?
They need to do something else to make it bigger. But like, I mean, I guess they're working with what they're working with.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I guess I shouldn't,
They had the WrestleMania sign there. How's that not different?
I have zero expertise in technology or anything like that. And I'm like, can't they just change the entire layout for Chris?
I mean, they have all of the things to allow them to do that, right? Like they would have to.
Well,
I mean, they're not in different arenas like they normally are. So you're kind of working with the same space, I guess. But
no, but they have less than 48 hours because if you think about it, SmackDown ends on a Friday and then they have to get ready for a pay-per-view. So they'd have to change everything in a 48-hour span.
Yeah, but I wonder how long it normally takes them to set up for these. Like how far in advance do they have the facility to be able to set up for the Royal Rumble?
Like if they were traveling somewhere?
Yes. If they were traveling. I guess it depends on what else is going on.
Yeah, it depends on what's going on, but I would say at least 72 hours. I mean, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, it wouldn't make sense for them to flip this because they have to turn around for Raw the next day. So unless they leave whatever setup they decided to use. Mm-hmm. But it looked like they had all that. They have that other space where KO and Reigns were going in that back practice area where that ring was set up, other stuff back there.
Yeah, but they've done that before.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like they could have probably put an entire other setup back there, potentially, if you wanted a different look. You know what I mean?
I wonder why they haven't attempted any crowd at all.
I don't know. I guess Mania is going to be the first one.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised being in Florida. I mean, AEW has been doing it for
5-6 months now.
Geez, since summer?
Yeah.
Right? Something like that?
Yeah. I mean, football teams do it. Indoor football teams do it.
Yeah.
There's going to be what? 20,000 at the Super Bowl, I think?
I don't know.
Something like that.
I didn't pay attention to who else is going to be there.
I feel like it's 20,000 in the Super Bowl.
Maybe. What have they said the amount for Mania?
I don't think so.
Okay. I know they were going to, I don't know if they've released information on how to get tickets yet or not.
One person who looked different for the Royal Rumble was Rey Mysterio.
Yes.
Because he was wearing a cool new mask.
Yeah.
That's got a beer on it.
Victoria Cerveza.
Yes, because wrestlers are now NASCAR now.
Yeah, totally. It's awesome.
No, I mean,
That's what I would do.
If you want to do it,
It's no different. It is no different than Brock when he rocked his Jimmy John's.
do you remember that phase? It never happened in wrestling, but do you remember that phase in boxing where guys used to put the websites on their bodies?
I don't know. I didn't watch a lot of boxing.
You were probably like 6.
Oh yeah, definitely didn't watch it.
so this was like, I want to say like the 90s, right? In the .com boom. But I remember like boxers used to, fake tattoo the names of websites on their bodies.
Nice.
Yeah. Like pets.com and stuff.
Yeah. Interesting. Now I want to go back and look and see like what sort of things they had on their body.
What sort of websites?
Yeah. What sort of websites?
From what I remember, a lot of like gambling websites.
Okay.
From what I remember, I don't.
GoDaddy seems like one that would like do that. They just feel like they're everywhere on that kind of stuff.
Do they advertise at all anymore?
I don't know. I don't think so. They used to be everywhere.
Yes. It's another commercial types of commercials that used to infiltrate everything. Do you remember like 1-800-COLLECT commercials?
Mm-hmm.
Like every other commercial was about calling collect.
Yeah.
Now
that doesn't happen.
Imagine the guy that put all of his money in that. It's like, this is going to last forever. People are going to call collect forever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go big on the collect call thing.
Yeah, totally. It's a great one.
Put all my money in payphones.
I guess those exist out there still.
Payphones?
Yeah.
I've seen them randomly in New York.
I guess they kind of, they don't have to be, but for people that need some sort of connection, if you like don't have a cell phone and you're stranded.
I'm about to date myself very badly here.
Okay.
But I remember in my mall, there was I don't want to say a kiosk, but there was like a little stand of 4 payphones in the middle of the mall. And by like the end of the night, there was a bunch of kids around there because they were all calling home to get rides.
Just had a line at the payphone.
Pretty much. Like people were like waiting by the payphone to use
with their little
to tell people to call.
Change.
Like, yeah, those little plastic pocket mouths, you push, look like a mouth open.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
Yeah.
I had those.
Yeah. No, I didn't. I wasn't a nerd.
Sure.
I mean, I had them, but I didn't use them.
I did. I definitely had those. I don't remember when. I was significantly younger than you, so it was more acceptable
for
me to use it.
Look at you.
Well, any chance I have to make fun of you for being old is
you're going to take it. You're going to shoot your shot and you're going to take it.
Yes, always.
Well, Ray and I are roughly, I don't want to say roughly the same age, but he's only a couple years older than me. And I also made sure to point out that we are the same height.
Yeah. I actually did not know that until I watched.
I'm never sure if that's going to offend somebody.
Wow.
I don't know why. I don't know why. I thought that. I don't know.
Why would that be offensive?
I don't know. Because I'm saying to a professional wrestler, I am the same height as you.
Okay.
I am obviously not the same skill level as him or athletic level, but I'm the same height. And then one of my favorite questions, because I want to know this because of my son, like Dominic is like 6'1".
Oh yeah.
Compared to Ray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. And he even said that he jokes with his wife that like it's not his kid. And I wanted to make it's Eddie Guerrero's kid, right? Joke. But I didn't.
Yeah. You didn't? You didn't take that opportunity?
I feel like that's been used.
Yeah,
I'm sure so many times. I'm sure people have made it's Eddie's baby.
Yeah. Don't want to be that guy.
Yeah. So I don't want to be like, because then he's going to have to laugh like he's never heard it before.
Right. It's like, oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, then there's this.
You got me.
And I don't really know if he's laughing because he's got a mask on.
Right.
And
yeah.
How do you feel about masks?
I take or leave them. I don't really have feelings towards them. I guess.
My favorite masked person was,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I love Rey Mysterio. Like, I like all of the guys. I like a lot of the guys who wore masks on purpose. But my favorite, like, fake mask guy, do you remember Dusty Rhodes as the Midnight Rider?
I don't know. That was before my intro.
So basically, it was a storyline where Dusty Rhodes was suspended from wrestling for like, I don't know, 90 days or 120 days or something like that. So Dusty Rhodes goes away, and then a week later, the Midnight Rider shows up, who's shaped exactly like Dusty Rhodes, who's got a mask on, and he talks just like this, baby. But everyone thinks it's a different guy, except like the Horsemen and Cornette, who were like, that's Dusty Rhodes. And everyone's like, it's very similar to, do you remember the Machines in the WWE? All right, the Machines were in the late 80s, and one of them was Andre. I mean, you can't mistake Andre in a mask.
Right.
And Bobby Heenan was like, that's Andre the Giant. And everyone's like, I don't know what you're talking about. That's not Andre the Giant.
Pretending like they had no idea.
Yes. And it's just so funny because everyone's in on the joke. Like, it was obviously Dusty Rhodes, especially if you wheel. He's talking like this. He's funky like a monkey. And
yeah, that's kind of a giveaway.
Yeah. And like, he's wearing a mask, and the mask is like ill-fitting. And he's wearing like a shirt. He's wearing a shirt to cover his body, as if you wouldn't be able to see the dusty body.
Yeah, you don't know the difference on a shirt, right?
Yeah. He's got blonde hair coming out the back. That's my favorite like use of a mask for ridiculous reasons.
Yeah, that's actually great. Yeah.
So later on in my writing career, I was the editor-in-chief of a men's lifestyle website. Mm-hmm. And they pulled the plug on the project, and I got let go. And like 2 or 3 months later, I ended up working for a person for the same company who was paying me to write for their part of the website. But they didn't want me to know. They didn't want the other part of the website to know that I was writing for her.
Okay. I was like, where is this going?
Yeah, so when they put me back in the WordPress system, she's like, we have to make up a fake name. So I made myself the Midnight Writer, WRITER, and I changed my avatar to Dusty's face.
That's amazing.
Because no one will ever know it's me.
No, totally.
If you will.
That is great, actually. And I'm sure like no one got the reference either. So you're just
me, 2 of my friends.
People that you got to tell about it that like might know. You're like, guys, this is the funniest thing ever.
Yeah. And one guy in Lubbock, Texas got it.
Yeah.
But that's all I wanted. I just wanted that one guy to go, ha! Midnight Rider.
Yeah, you just needed someone to laugh at you.
Yes, exactly. That's all I need, Stephanie.
Yeah, always.
I need one person to laugh at me.
Yeah.
Well, Ray, I think he laughed at me a couple times. I don't even remember. I don't know if I literally had 12 minutes, so there wasn't much time to make Ray laugh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I think I got a lot out of him in 12 minutes. So let's jump right into my conversation with Mr. Ray. Did you want to yell at your dog one more time before we went?
No, he's snoring behind me. So everything.
That was fast.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Yeah, he's right there.
Wow. Okay. This is me and Rey Mysterio.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Not About Wrestling, and I am here with a wrestling legend, Mr. Rey Mysterio. Ray, how's it going, man?
Very good, man. How are you?
I'm doing good. So you and I have kind of a kindred spirit. You don't know this yet, but we are exactly the same height.
Wow.
So when I
grew a couple inches these past 2 years, so you might be a little shorter than me.
Oh man, you know what? I'll take it. How did you do it? Like, was it working out? Did you get one of those lengthening things? What did you do?
Stem cells.
Oh, stem cells. Oh man, you're lucky. You know they do that thing now where they basically like break your kneecaps and like stretch your legs out.
I've heard that. Me and my wife have joked about that. No, I don't think I want to be that tall.
Yeah, I don't even want that option. And I think it takes like 2 years recovery. That would be insane.
Wow,
yeah.
That's crazy. Just the fact that they crack your kneecaps and they attach like a joint, right, or something to make you higher or taller.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Nah, I'll just buy bigger boots.
There we go.
So one of the things, when I was younger, and I used to watch you wrestle, and I used to watch you get in the ring with guys, I'd be able to know, okay, that's what I would look like standing next to Kevin Nash, or that's what I would look like standing next to the Giant. And I'd say to myself, okay, I don't want to be in that situation. Yet you would always be in that situation. So was it ever kind of intimidating being next to people that much bigger?
Yes, it was. It was. And I think the most intimidating person that I stood against, just because of his height, was the Great Khali.
Okay.
Without a doubt, without a doubt. Big Show was very scary. But for some reason, I knew that deep down inside there was a good heart in there.
Right.
But Great Khali was just a giant, massive giant, like jaw, hands, torso, chest, and I think with Khali was the one that I stood like literally right in front of him, and I was probably about a little bit above his chest. Very impressive, man.
That's crazy. And you said like a kind heart. These guys aren't intentionally going in the ring to hurt you, but when you're that big, sometimes things just happen.
It's like growing up playing with the baby. Sometimes things happen,
right?
But overall, they're very intimidating. Undertaker is another one. The Big Show. I mean, you don't know how many times Big Show's hand was slapped across my chest, and it pretty much took both of my pecs. So very, very crazy, man. And you're right. Sometimes you can't control your strength. The excitement, the emotion. But man, believe it or not, I've enjoyed every single moment of those.
Did you ever have something happen, not necessarily with a giant big guy, but did you ever have something happen in the ring where it hurt more when you got out of the ring because you didn't really realize how much it hurt while you were in there?
I did. So I had this match against the Big Show, and for some reason he thought it was a good idea to put me and strap me on a stretcher. And he picked that sucker up from the ground. I was strapped onto the board, and he swung it like a baseball bat across the pole on the outside. When it hit, obviously he let it go. I was strapped, and my head just went boom, and it hit on the ground. I had to go to the hospital that day. But that was probably one of the worst times.
Oh man. Oh yeah. I mean, in the moment, it probably seemed like a good idea to him. Did he feel bad afterwards?
Not really. But you know what? That's how I was raised. I was raised tough, and I was the only kid in the wrestling class that was 8 years old. I was training with 16, 18, obviously 20-year-olds, but I was the only kid in there, and I was raised that way. I was always the smallest in training, and still to this day in the ring when I wrestle.
So what's it like being an 8 and 14-year-old wrestling grown men? I mean, did they take it easy on you? Did they go harder on you?
No, we never took it easy when we were training, because we all want to learn. We all get roughed up. My uncle taught the class at the time, so I was thinking that because that was my uncle, Rey Mysterio, that I would get a free pass every now and then. But I believe my uncle was harder on me than he was on any of the students. And at the time, I didn't understand it. Now, at the age of 46, now I do understand it.
Mm-hmm. So did you do the same thing with Dominic?
So in a different way. Obviously, that's an old school mentality, but I still tap into the old school mentality roots. Where I don't praise him for doing something good. I always tell him you can do much better, and I think that's the key sometimes to perfecting certain things in life. In this case, with the sport. Which is eventually with time going to make him better. But yeah, I'm pretty rough on Tom. Pretty rough, and I love it too. I can't be easy on him.
Right. I'm a father too. My son's much younger. My son's only 10. But so how did it feel to know that he was going to be 6'1" and tower over you?
Crazy. I tell my wife still to this day, I want to find out who the father is, because there's no way that is my kid. He just, I believe he picked up from my wife's side, my wife's uncles, from her mother's side. They're all 6'4", 6'5", so it's a tall family. My side, we're all very short. So he definitely picked up the genes from his mother.
So we've got the Royal Rumble coming up in a couple days, and Steve Austin recently told a funny story where he accidentally eliminated himself because there was baby oil on the ropes and he fell out. Did you ever have a moment in the Royal Rumble where you almost accidentally got thrown out, or?
Not precisely, but in 2006 when I won the Royal Rumble, if you go back and watch that event, I did spend most of my time hiding under the turnbuckles, and I thought that was a great strategy for me. I mean, I was the second person coming in, so it was cool. I mean, I enjoyed it, and I never thought that was eventually going to take me to winning the Rumble. But on top of that, being the longest wrestler in the ring to have the max time in a Royal Rumble match.
Mm-hmm. When you were hiding under there, did anyone try and grab you, and were you like, "Get the hell off of me"?
Oh, several times. I would kick them off, get away. And obviously, somebody else would come and hit them from behind, and they just drift away. Yeah.
So you got the Royal Rumble coming up this weekend, and you're wearing a special mask because you're working with Victoria. You want to explain what's going on there?
So we decided to do a custom logo mask. Unmasking the partnership with Victoria, and we picked the colors of the bottle and the beer, the logo, the way it's set up, which I think is pretty cool. The material is made out of velvet, and of course we got the Victoria logo in the front. I'm a big fan of just changing my outfits constantly, so I thought this would be a cool touch to add to a Rey Mysterio gear, especially, like I said, unmasking the partnership today is probably a good thing.
Well, it's kind of funny because not only is your wrestling becoming iconic, but your outfits are becoming iconic. I mean, people have replicated it. You actually you lent your the Halloween Havoc 97 outfit to Santos Escobar. My question: did he wash it before he gave it back to you?
Oh, he did. He made sure there was no tear, scratch, or anything wrong with it. He took very good care of it. I'm actually blessed to have people like Santos that we've known each other for years. Back from Mexico. I know his father, but to see him in the position that he's at now, and to admire my work. And not only that, but because we have a close connection, to have had the courage to ask me if he could use that outfit for that night. A lot of people might be picky, and I am very picky with my stuff, but that's a very huge compliment to me.
Was there ever any thought to Dominic wearing a mask?
Yes, as a matter of fact, there was. The only issue there was that he was getting so much promotion or publicity without the mask prior to him starting to wrestle. When I did the storyline with Samoa Joe, with Brock, and we just felt like, well, maybe it might be a little too late to mask him now. Now he does. We talked about it. We would love to incorporate the mask somehow, some way, so the legacy continues. Even if they know his face already, I think we could start a new trend where, Dominic is the person outside of the ring, and Dominic Mysterio is the person inside the ring with the mask.
Obviously, he asks for your wrestling advice. Does he ever ask for your outfit advice?
Oh yes, yes. As a matter of fact, with his first outfit, we were designing it together, and I would give him, a couple of tips here and there, and then he'd be like, "No, Dad, I don't want sleeves." Okay, we'll cut off the sleeves. We'll just add the final touch to it. But the DMDM, the way it's laid out, that was an idea that we both got together, and we kind of just tweaked it, and it turned out perfect. Obviously his outfits are very different than mine, and I think it's good that he stayed away from using the crosses and the falcons, and he went a different route.
Mm-hmm. We all know the way wrestling goes. I mean, eventually you're going to have to retire. You're going to have to move on just because that's the way the world works. Is Dominic your retirement match?
I think more than, and I haven't thought about like him retire me. I've thought about winning gold together.
Okay.
And a lot of people have said, yeah, I can see Dominic retiring you and you fighting your son. Like, yeah, that's what everyone would expect to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But why not leave the ending of this story happy on a high note, and retiring with my hands raised up high, Mayweather style.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Also, we know in wrestling, like, retiring isn't really retiring.
Exactly. But now I'm hoping I can be the first one to say, okay, that's it, and that's it. I've said in a lot of my interviews, Ray, when do you see yourself retiring? 2 to 3 years, 3 to 5 years. The last interview I did, I remember saying that by the age of 45, I wanted to stop. I did a stem cell treatment, which added, I don't know, maybe 3 to 5 year on top of what I had. So, I've been feeling really great and very motivated to be able to step in the ring with my son, teach him, learn from him as well, hear his questions, answer them. And, it's a different phase in my life and in this sport that I'm enjoying very, very much. This I don't want to end.
Also because, we're about the same age. I'm 43. This didn't, like, when we were 25, we didn't think 45 and 43 were going to feel this way.
No, not at all. Not at all. And I don't know what it is, but I remember hearing my parents, wait till you turn my age, and I was a youngster. Mm-hmm. But now I understand what they're saying. And it's funny because, like you said, this is the how the life cycle works. My son is going to be 24. My daughter's going to be 20, and I can't wait till they come right around the corner and creep our age so they can understand how this really works and how you feel after a certain age.
Right. Well, Ray, I wish you the best, and hopefully we don't have to do any breaking legs to make ourselves taller.
I'll stay short.
Yeah, me too. Good luck, Ray.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. And that brings another episode of Not About Wrestling to a close. Guests of the Not About Wrestling show stay in their own damn houses. If you like the show, please share it on social or leave a review on iTunes. And remember to subscribe to Not About Wrestling on YouTube. Just go to youtube.com/BroBible and find the Not About Wrestling section. Thanks again for listening or watching, and see you all next week. Well, I won't see you at all. You know what I mean.